Does it matter if is the most frequently asked question I get. Does it matter if I like my bananas green and not ripe? Does it matter if I eat a food raw or cooked? Does it matter if I get it canned or frozen? And the answer from a nutrition perspective is no. And from a healthy habit perspective, however you prefer that nutrient-dense food, that's how you should eat it. It turns out that food crops have a high amount of variability in terms of their nutrient content. The range is different for different nutrients in different crops. Some can vary within a 10% range. Some can vary within a 20,000% range. So when you look up the nutrition facts for a food, that's an average. Now I'm talking about whole foods here specifically, right? Fruits, vegetables, meat, seafood, beans, rice, oats. The variability in nutrients in a packaged food is going to be smaller. So those nutrition fact labels are going to be more accurate. But when you're talking about a whole food, right? You buy a carrot. You have no way of knowing how close the nutrients are in the carrot you bought to the average that you can find when you look up the nutrients in a carrot, which you can do on my website, nutrivore.com, where I even list some cool nutrients that you're not going to find in other databases, like biotin and coenzyme Q10, polyphenols and carotenoids. So I highly recommend using nutrivore.com for nutrition facts. But even those nutrition facts are still an average. But here's the good news. Even if you had the lowest nutrient value carrot, right? The lowest end of the range for all of the nutrients that carrot contains, you still have a nutrient-dense, health-promoting food. And studies have shown that even if you assumed like the lowest value in that natural variability of nutrients, if you eat the recommended number of servings of these different foods, it's really easy to meet your nutritional needs from the foods you eat. In addition, there is extraordinary nutrient retention in both freezing, maybe not a surprise, but also in canning, which I definitely wouldn't have guessed and didn't realize until I started crunching the numbers. You get about the same nutrients if you eat that food raw or cooked. Most nutrients are stable through cooking. And those that do degrade in heat, like vitamin C, if you steam a vegetable, you're only losing 10 to 15% of the vitamin C. If you boil that same vegetable, you might lose half or even 60% of the vitamin C. But even if you prefer your vegetables boiled, because vegetables tend to be really good sources of vitamin C, all you need to do to hit the daily value of vitamin C is eat the recommended servings of vegetables. 3 to 5 servings per day, depending on who you ask. If you ask me, I'm gonna say 5. But a serving smaller than you think. It's only 1 cup measured raw. Shrinks to about half a cup when cooked. So yes, if you buy the heirloom vegetable from the farmer's market, or the wild-caught fish, the grass-fed beef, if you sprout the dried beans before cooking, instead of buying canned beans, yes, you will probably get more nutrients. But the thing that matters is not that like gamification of nutrients, but the eating patterns. The fact that you're eating those types of foods. So go ahead and get the version of that food that fits your budget, that aligns with how much time and energy you have to prepare food, and prepare it in a way that tastes good to you.